Hello everybody, and in today's video I'm going to be giving some tips and advice on how to grow your inventory, get some more godlies, get more value, and get richer in MM2. Starting off, first things first, you gotta know that not everything is equal value. This harvester is worth more than this batwing, even though they're the same rarity. So some people might be like, well, how would you know value? Well, I would recommend using a website known as Supreme Values or Murder Mystery 2 Values. I personally use Supreme Values as it's used by the majority of the population. But with that being said, if you go to Supreme Values, you got this nice helpful list on the side. You got uniques such as the corrupt knife. The rest are just trophies. But you got ancients. You can see all their values, their demands. Personally, I think Ice Piercer will surpass Harvester soon because if you look at it, 3 rarity, 4 rarity, same demand. And now that you can no longer get Ice Piercer, it's going to start rising in value. You can see that Batwing's doing pretty well right now. It's going from 30 to 40. Icewing, unfortunately, after its mass dupe, is still down bad, but it's starting to recover. It's back up at 1 value. You go over to Godlies, you can see all the chromas. You can see that Chroma Elderwood Blade is doing pretty good right now. It's going back up slowly. It's overpaid for right now. You can see that Chroma Candle Flames are doing well. Makeshift set, my apologies, is doing pretty well. You've got Ginger Mint, 3,000 fate, 6 demand, 5 rarity. So you want to know demand, rarity. So I would recommend using value list to see like what's what. Every trade I do, I usually check, make sure I'm not underpaying. I try to usually go for overpay trades. With that out of the way, another thing I'd recommend is never do underpay trades unless it's a risk you're willing to take. Next thing, you're going to want to go for stuff that you're going to envision going up or down. I personally, as I said, see Ice Piercer surpassing Harvester, so I've been stocking up on them a little bit. But I also enjoy collecting corrupts as a hobby. You're going to want to try and get an overpay if you can. It's not always going to happen. I turn away plenty of trades, but there's some trades that are going to be overpaid, some that are just dead equal, some that you might win in a rarity. Example, I traded a shark for a virtual just a couple hours ago. They're the same value, but virtual has a little bit more demand, so it's get a little bit more of a price. And then sometimes you'll get very good trades with demand. Example, about a week ago, I traded a Glitch 2 for a Chroma Cookie Cane and a Icebreaker set. The reason I traded it was because I felt it wasn't going to maintain its extremely high value. You want to have an intuition. If you're seeing an item way too much, such as the Glitch 2, I was seeing that item everywhere. I was seeing it way too often for it to be worth what it was said being worth. So I traded mine off because I was like, okay, maybe it got duped. And it turned out it did. So I traded mine off, made sure to try and get a good trade for it, and I did. Another thing is with new items that are extremely hyped, such as the new Sakura item pack. They're extremely hyped. I just yesterday traded a Sakura item set for an Ice Pierce. And you're not always going to get crazy trades like that, but when there's demand, there's want, there's people willing to give a lot. I usually don't like to offer just because I don't enjoy it, but usually when people offer, if they're desperate enough, they're willing to give a good offer. Most people will try and lowball you, yes, that's just how trading goes. But as someone that doesn't offer, I'm always offered trades that I don't enjoy, so I'll turn them down. But sometimes those people will give me better offers, offer to do better, overpay. I'll sometimes take those. Sometimes I won't. Sometimes I will. Another tip: grow your inventory. Open boxes every time you get the chance. I would personally recommend Mystery Box 2, as it has the Lightbringer and Darkbringer in their Chroma variant. If you unbox one of those, it's say worth a lot more than if you open Knife Box 3, the Saw God. So I personally would recommend getting this one because you're going to have the best value. If you are lucky enough to unbox a God, it will be worth about 4 times more than if you were to box Knife Box Saw God. Next thing is avoid scam. I know a lot of people are getting scammed. Always make sure you're not doing a bad trade. Again, I usually have a value list opened in the background, and I'll in between trades check it, make sure that I'm not loose trade. You need to make sure you're always trading for stuff want. Never do a bad trade if you can help. Next example is if you can do the events, get the new items. I would recommend trading them off if you get them as soon as possible, such as the Ice Piercer. Day 1 could have traded it for over 10,000 value. Now it's sitting at around 3,500 value, which is still good, but new items do drop, such as the new Valentine's Pass. The broken item is going for over 100 value right now, but it is slowly dropping, and I would recommend trading it off and then trading for it after the event. You also want to stay determined. You're not going to get every godly in the game overnight. You're going to have to work for that, put a lot of time in. I recommend assassin servers, as there's usually a lot of people trading in them. You could also try actual trading servers through Supreme or Murder Mystery Values. However, your account is going to have to be over 13 to be able to join them. Sadly, that's just how Roblox is. If your account age is under 13, you're not going to be able. Next, if you do a bad trade or you do get scammed, don't let it deter you. Don't quit the game. You can always get it back. There's times where I miss out on a good trade and I get upset because I could have, flipped that. But I always keep in mind there's always that next trade. If you keep going, you're gonna get that trade eventually. Maybe you'll flip a medium item for a extremely high item like Harvester. But with that, my keen examples are just know your values. Always make sure you're trying to do a good trade. Do events. You don't have to do crazy. Get the leaderboard items. If you want to, go for it. You should be able to get 50,000. The bat was only 50,000 after the pass. I think total it was about 70,000. Ice Piercer was about 90,000 if you include the pass price. Try to trade up. Don't always listen to what people say. Some people will try and lie, deceive you, scam you. Some people are just like that. Just stay determined. Don't get upset. You don't go up 1,000 value a day or 100 value a day. It does take time. I've been playing this game off and on for years. Personally, I like to trade like a big item, such as an ice piercer, for another big item. Like, say someone wants a harvester. They'll offer me an ice piercer, which I do think will pass harvester. So I'll be like, okay, I already like this trade. I feel past that harvester. They'll also add a bunch of other stuff value. Then once ice piercer passes harvester, that's already a win. Then I have all those little godlies, like example, an icebreaker, maybe a candy set. I can then trade those little items up. I can start getting overpays for a candy set. Trade those items, work your way up. I go from like a candy to possibly a corrupt with enough trades, like slowly upgrade it, get more value, work your way up maybe. But with that, that's going to be the end of this video. I'm sorry there's not much I explained. Just trying to make sure that I get a video out for you guys today. I'm trying to upload every other day if I can. I want to make sure that you guys have videos to enjoy. I want to make sure I can help the community by learning how to get trophy weapons, trading advice, and all that. Until